So Ty Lue gives an update on Kawhi Leonard. Of course, he's been asked questions about it throughout all this offseason. And, that's always been a big question in regards to the Clippers, in regards to what to expect of Kawhi Leonard being on the floor, his health, and all the above. And, of course, me, along with a lot of others, definitely would like to have that confirmation in regards to Kawhi Leonard's status and things like that. So now training camp is upcoming, and, preseason's coming, and then the season follows that. So, definitely we want to see everybody intact and healthy. And, based upon what Ty Lewis said, in reports that Kawhi should be 100% by the time training camp hits. We just got to make sure that we do the right thing, keep everybody, playing right, eating right, doing the right things, training right, keep the medical staff, there, consistently keeping everybody conditioned and all those things. He's saying all the right things, and this is exactly what, we as fans wants to hear. But at the same time, saying the right things and it actually translating that way and turning out that way is two different things. So I actually hope that, of course, Kawhi Leonard can, come back and be his full self, because the Clippers are going to need that plus more if they're going to go out there and win a championship. Because with other teams trying to build and add and get better as well, the Clippers got to be able to do the same thing. And maybe even if they don't add somebody else to the team, they still have to be able to go out there and perform with the team they have and play at a high level. Because if you tell me that Kawhi and PG adding with Russell Westbrook, if he plays the way he should, then you can't tell me they're not a championship contender, because they are. And everybody knows that, but people knowing it and people seeing you doing it is two different things. So, this is the year for the Clippers to do it. I know I've been saying that the last few years, but this is really it, because if it doesn't work out this time, they're going to make some roster changes, and more than likely Paul George and Kawhi Leonard won't be back there next year. It's not likely for that to happen, especially with the player option both of them have and another failed season. And then you would say it's been 5 seasons where they've been together, nothing has transpired. So that's due for possibly a breakup. And, if this team does break up, you have to understand they could break up either way, whether they win the championship or not. And usually a lot of times when teams win championships, they always lose certain pieces or core pieces that you be like, oh man, why they let this player go? Or why this person leave? Or damn, we really needed him. He helped us win a championship last year. He was a big part of us winning, but now he's on this team. It's always like that anyway. But for this team, they pretty much stayed tight-nipped, throughout these last several years. They moved a piece here and there. I definitely thought they should have, found a way to, keep, Reggie Jackson or Luke Kennard, understandably so. But definitely Rocco and Norman Powell is a huge upgrade to those two players. Even though I like those two players, but they definitely are a huge upgrade in regards to defense and all that type stuff, scoring as well. So shout out to Reggie Jackson, though he did get a championship with Denver, even though I just freaking despise Denver. But hey, he got a ring. Good for him. It all worked out. But either way, my point is the team has been pretty much tight-nipped. They've pretty much kept the same roster in a lot of areas. They've moved some pieces here and there, but they still got a lot of their core players. But of course, Patrick Beverley and people like that's not there. But for the most part, like I said, the Clippers still look the same to me, except with some additions that I think that could make them a lot more formidable. And I think that they made some key additions, whether I agree or disagree. But, overall, totality-wise, they're still a strong team. And they have a lot of depth in so many areas where, it just makes them, a superior team if they're healthy and if they're going to gel and they're going to build that continuity. And, I get tired of talking about, health issues with this team, just like fans get tired of hearing it. And just like media, people probably get tired of talking about it themselves. And just like the Clippers organization and people within it are getting tired of hearing it also. And it's nothing but talk about it. It's nothing but riff-raff back and forth. I just hope the Clippers stay healthy for them to go out there and do what they need to do. Because if they're not going to win, if they don't win a championship out of this 5-year so-called parade there, well, I shouldn't say parade, but this 5-year tenure, it's a complete failure. And the good thing for Kawhi, I would say he already has 2 championships, so he's already a made man. But as far as Westbrook and PG, they're not made men. They're not, on that level of a championship caliber player because they've never won it and they never had, well, I'll say this. Russell Westbrook has been to a championship, that's because he had Kevin Durant and James Harden in their prime, along with himself. So, I mean, that definitely helps a lot there. But those two players, PG and Russ, they really need to win a championship to solidify their career. Because if you look at their career, especially Russell Westbrook's, I don't know too much about Paul George. Paul George's career has been very good, very, very good. I'm not going to say it hasn't. I think it's Hall of Fame worthy, if you ask me right now. But I'm just saying, with Russell Westbrook, he's won an MVP of the league. He's been to a finals. He's averaged triple doubles. He's done a lot of things already as a player, accumulated. And adding a championship to his resume would just put the icing on the cake for him. So my thing is, when I look at this in its entirety, we have to look at it from a standpoint of, this team definitely needs to win, because they got players on there that a lot of fans would like to see have a championship. There's a lot of fans out there who would love Russell Westbrook to have a championship, along with Paul George, because those are two star players that's been in this league a long time, who's logged in a lot of minutes and a lot of time. And you like to see players like that win a championship. And of course, I would love to see Kawhi add to his resume and be put up there amongst the greatest of greats of all time, which he already is in that area. But I mean, even that'll push him up a notch or two if he gets that third championship with a third team. So that would be, colossal right there. So, I mean, all in all, this team is, and then, Ty Lue, I don't agree with a lot of things he does, but, this team could win a championship. This team could do it. They just got to stay healthy enough to do it. I know it's a broken record, me saying that, but it's true. And the fact that Kawhi is going to be healthy, in this training camp coming up, and he's 100% ready to go, no issues of what they're reporting, that's great news. And we have to build on that, and hopefully we can build on it more. Hopefully Kawhi can get stronger and the team gets stronger, and they go out there and push this regular season unlike they didn't do any other regular season. Take it seriously and go into the playoffs. Hopefully they're healthy and push towards that championship that they haven't received yet. And then everything else will be history. If they win a championship, all is well. They'll be a part of LA out here, and they'll have they'll be etched in stone as a champion. And that's something that they want, and that's something that they need, especially with this new arena and all the money that Steve Ballmer is putting into this team and putting into these players and putting into the staff and everything like that. You got to find a way to win, and that's the way it's going to have to be. So I'm glad to hear that Kawhi is getting to where he needs to be, and he's 100% ready to go for training camp, because I can't wait to see him out there. And I definitely want to see the whole team out there, him and PG, go out there and just dominate. I really do. And I want Russ to be on the back end, helping them, assisting them get there, and, doing his thing as well. And I want Ty Lue to coach at his highest, at his best, because everybody will need to play at their best and coach at their best and be at their best if they want to win a championship. And this is a good sign for the Clippers if, with Kawhi being, ready to go for training camp, not missing any time, and, maybe play a 1 or 2 games in the preseason, get his footing under him a little bit, and then go from there in the regular season and then let it ride. And that's exactly what I want to see. And hopefully that's exactly what happens, because I know many other fans feel the same way. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments and we'll talk about it.